we're going to live from the streets, East Legon, Accra. My name is Kojo Dasabre. All right. Now our mission is quite simple. We're here to amplify, inform, inspire you with experience. We usually kick off with some inspiration, and today is no exception. Yes, we're doing that as my daily dose of them, giving you an inspiring way to start your morning, right? Then right after that, we get straight into Coffee Daily. We're recapping everything that is trending for the past 24 hours. For our big conversation, we are definitely going to do something very, very important on the show for today. So get ready for that one. And we're exploring so many things, okay? So many things in store for you for today, most definitely. And on the plug, a very good friend of mine is coming through. Yeah. And we're going to be throwing the spotlight on business and life coaching masterclass. That's on the plug for today. Remember, you're a major part of the show, so join us online. The hashtag is hashtag the AM Club, and our handles are at MX24GH on all platforms. I repeat, every single platform. Don't forget to kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is MX24GH. Follow MX24 on Ayoba. Join the MX24 channel for updates, or send us your messages via our Ayoba number. That's 0592292746. Visit the MX24 app to catch up on all the fun and excitement of the AM Club shows, featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you cannot afford to miss on that one. You can also reach us via our WhatsApp number. That's 0550331511. Send in your comments, your reactions, everything we cover right here on the show. Yes, with that being said, well, my dose of him is up next. All right, welcome back from that quick break. At this stage, that on 24 to get into my daily dose of them now with daily inspiration. Yes, their contributions to not be left out, and that's one of my favorite girls. Yeah, Drusilla Latte. Drew is on can and rated West London with the types in her TV and voice. Got her career in the UK on the show. Let's start from Miss Drew.
One question I ask time and gone is why? You're telling me, oh, we have to use our right hand. Okay, that's fine, but why? Why? It's just how it's done. That's the issue. That's the problem that we face here. When you are wrong, they are wrong and strong. They are wrong, they don't care whether they are wrong, but they want to stand in their wrongness. That's an issue. For me, you get more respect if you are wrong, and then you come back and say, do you know what, I realize I made a mistake, I am actually wrong in this part, and then we can move on. If you do not know how to apologize, that's a trait that guys, some guys have. It's like, this is the way it's been, this is the way I do it, this is the way I'm taught, so this is the way it should be. The one question I ask all the time in Ghana is why? If you're telling me, oh, we have to use right, stand in their wrongness, that's an issue. For me, you get more respect if you are wrong, and then you come back and say, do you know, I am actually wrong, then we can move on. If you do not know how to apologize, that's a trait that guys, some guys have. It's like, this is the way it's been, this is the way I do it, this is the way I'm taught, so this is the way it should be.
Okay, so one thing I took from that apologize, know that, hey, when you're wrong, and don't stay in the wrongness for that matter. Yes, it's okay to correct yourself, know that, hey, I was wrong, so please forgive me. That's how simple it is. If you don't know how to You don't have to say yes. Let's just move on. And what people know, and I'm glad she's in Ghana. Say, oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Let's move on. As simple as to do. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Please kindly forgive me. Let's move on. Is it that hard to say? I just don't know. But anyways, I hope you've taken a cue from it for today. So if you do find yourself in your wrongness, which you know it's definitely wrong, you know what to do. You know. Well, that's a wrap for our daily dose of Vim for today. Time for us to take a quick look at major happenings across. Next, getting straight into Coffee Daily. But before that, how about we get into Black trending all through. Zion Boy is out, and a lot of conversations have spun out of it. People are saying, well, is he going to be in the Grammy home? People are saying, oh, the album is too overrated. Some are saying, oh, he threw a jab to Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale has come to reply that, hey, Ghana fui. So there's a lot of conversations going on. But here it is. It's coming in from Black Sheriff, Rebel Music. Enjoy. Sharif. But welcome back from that break here. This is still the AM Club coming to you live from MX24 Studios, Land Street, Accra. It's now time for Coffee Day. Carbo Coffee, of course. Carbo Coffee says you're with you every moment. But before that, let's talk about something we all want, all right? Success. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel during challenges along. When the work gets tough, and I bet you it will, you need that pushing forward. And on those days where you need someone to be there for you, coffee will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 with a great taste and aroma that will help kickstart your day. So whether you're working or just creating memories with friends, Carbo Coffee will be there with you every moment. So no matter where you're at, as you chase after those goals, keep Carbo Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Carbo Coffee is with you every single moment and every step of the way. Now, let's check out what's happening in the trends and in our stories. Augustine, good morning.
Good morning. I like the beret.
I'm a beret man. I'm a beret man. Yeah. What's up, man?
I'm good. It's weekend. Who's not happy about the weekend?
Yeah.
I'm not, because I have exams over tomorrow and Sunday, but...
Oh, you have exams? Oh, sorry.
The papers you're writing tomorrow, dear. Only God.
Is the political whatever part?
Yeah, so no, we'll not be writing. We'll just be submitting an assessment paper. So, assessment of the whole course in terms of what happened, what your lessons are from what you learned over the weekend. The main exam was what we did some weeks ago, last week Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get into the trends. And top on the list is Iron Boy album. Why? Because Black Sherif has released the Matt Talked About Iron Boy album, which we just saw one of the songs on the album. Before we get into it, what do you think about it? Have you heard the songs on it though?
No, for me, for a funny reason, I think I just like Black Sherif as in an icon.
An icon.
You get it, yeah. And not really his music.
Okay.
Yeah, not really his music.
Okay.
To be honest, I mean, for me, because I'm somebody who, if I love your music, I'll be intentional about it. I'll know how to sing some of the songs. I'll know how to sing it back to back. But for one reason, I don't know.
Is not one of them.
I don't know. For Black Sherif, I don't really get to, get into his music and know what it's about and all that. I love him for his fashion sense and as an icon, as in Black Sherif, really blue. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. What's trending? Iron Boy album trending. Draymond trending in sports. Luka trending in sports. Blacko is still trending. Steven trending in sports. Sancho in sports. Where them boys trending in sports. I saw this. I was asking myself why. Is there a new hashtag? And I was told I think it's one of the songs on the album.
Is it a song or is it a line in a song? What I'm saying, is it a line? It's a song.
It's a song.
Okay, so it's a song. And then people were attributing that to it being a jab to Shatawale.
Oh.
And that's not the case because even Shatawale came yesterday to congratulate Black Sherif and all that. So,
anyways, Lakers trending in sports, Warriors in sports, Joel and Rosie. So something I saw about E-Levy, Chrisiata is trending, Summer will be trending, AliExpress trending, iOpen trending, and then E-Levy trending in Ghana as well. Obviously, because
I haven't received any message yet. Receiving messages. Me, I've not received
about the
any
refund.
Message. No, not about the refund.
What network do you use?
MTN.
Oh, MTN subscribers received messages.
I've not received any message yet.
Interesting.
That I've not received any message yet that E-Levy has been removed, blah 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 blah. But I'm hearing other networks are sending in messages.
I started yesterday.
So I wanted to find out if I'm the only MTN user who's not received any message. I think
in the building, I combed through people's phones yesterday, and then MTN subscribers had received the message.
Oh, really?
I used Airtel to go, and I also received the message. However, Telecel subscribers have not yet received the message. Wow. Telecel subscribers have received. Okay, so as at this morning,
it looks like it's some people who are receiving messages. Some have not.
Is your Momo active?
I'm not. not even this. My Momo is active.
Right.
But I've not decided to even send to even know whether, you know.
But mine was, I was just then and they just sent me the message.
Yeah, me, I've not received any message.
Okay, but then
receiving message. And until cramping, I'm in person transaction until I receive a message. So if MTN people are listening to me right now,
they should
send me a message so that I know that right now E-Levy is out.
Okay, but then yesterday too, we're talking about Klaus's refund. He says that as at midnight he had received the refund. Yes.
Oh.
Per what GRA said, it was going to give the refund. So any transaction performed on the 2nd of April, from the 2nd of April till today, if you were charged e-levy, you would be refunded. And then yesterday I went to buy some items and then paid via Momo. And then the e-levy charge was 0.00. So I mean the e-levy is actually gone for us. But
they're still charged. They're not charged.
Yes. On there. Unless God come for that. But anyways, Dr. Castella forcing on his page, it's finished. E-levy, betting tax, emissions tax. Now the big question is, what happens with the COVID-19 levy? Because it was supposed to be a part of the 4 taxes that were going to be abolished in the first 90 days of the administration. Now we've heard that some persons in government have come out and said that, you know what, well, we said we're going to do it in 90 days, but it looks like that particular COVID tax will have to extend beyond the 90 days.
Why?
That is the question. We do not know why. We've not received any explanation. But we hope that one would also go. Why? Because according to this government, these were nuisance taxes that Ghanaian people did not have to pay. So if betting tax, emissions tax, and e-levy is gone, well, COVID tax should also go as well. Well, people are reacting. This one says sharp with a video of the president signing the e-levy. Then Bongo Idea says Abang Papa Abba. Leo, some of your names saying play. If I send money, give someone now, where you tell me, I go come for you, Honorable Minister. Okay. Blankson says when it go take effect. I think that was a big question people were asking, when it was going to take effect, because it takes, it takes more than just the assent to actually kick start. Hale TZ says I really make happy but he no fit do anything about the BTC fee token. That side really they worry me. What's BTC fee?
I have no idea.
Right.
Or is it the normal charge?
The normal charge, I think. That one, I don't think they can do anything. It's actually on the telcos. Elvis Simon says afar rough. Custody says who is the real goods, puts up a poll.
The poll is very interesting.
Yeah, Mahama, Ronaldo, Messi, Akufo-Addo. Normally it would have been between Messi and Ronaldo, but now it looks like Mahama has topped the chart with 1,330 people participating in the vote. Prince Ahin says, while you may say that it is finished, the real journey has just begun. And I understand him. Why? Because now the conversation is about how government is going to mobilize revenue, or how government is going to rake in enough money to support whatever e-levy betting tax was going to.
We are very waiting patiently
for it,
and very keen interested in that.
Yeah.
Because we want to know. Me, I do know that at least as for the road tolls there, it will definitely come back.
It will come back, but when?
It will come back. As for the road tolls there, it will come back. As to how it's going to be implemented this time around, because you remember there were conversations of it being digital. And for me, I feel like if it's being digital, and yes, traffic no can put the more, because some people may not even know how to operate it. Because when you get to you see how maybe when you're going to the airport and you have to take a ticket before you enter, then you use that ticket to go pay and all that. So if it's something of that sort, I just think that the stretch would be very, you get me. I feel it should go back to the normal way. And I was privy to information. I don't know how true it is that those who collect them are people who are a bit disabled or something of that sort. So they're trying to create for them as to how they were paying them, or whether the conditions of their payment was being met, or was good or wasn't good. I don't know. But it should be able to create that employment level, you get it. If it's not even people who are disabled, we have a lot of NSS people who are done and they really don't know what to do. You get it. Or if it's a part as part of NSS, then you go and do that.
Right.
You get it. So, I mean, there are so many ways. And I think maybe these road tolls should start. Because, I mean, I was shocked. For 24 years that I haven't even been to Ivory Coast. When I went back there, these are the things that you see. And you see the way you watch movies, and then in Mexico, then right now they say it's not Mexico, it says Mexico.
Right.
I mean, you realize that their borders and whatnots, you know, the tolls, it's like about 10 or 11 spread ways. You get it. So we should look into stuff like that.
I get you, but then if you look at our road infrastructure as well, it does not allow us the opportunity to expand our road tools, like you said,
What is happening with what is it called? The motorway? I thought there was an expansion that was going on. How far?
They're still on it.
Yeah, Charlie.
Well, Fix the Country says, hashtag Abampapa Abba. Well done. Next to reducing custom charges, commuting fares, including flights and houses and land purchases. Okay. Raphael A. Garrett says, all glory to God. Looks like a lot of people are actually happy about it. Master Beta Saved by Jesus says, it is finished. It is finished. How? What's the dollar rate now? What's the state of the economy? What's the unemployment rate? Do Ghanaians have good salary? You haven't even started. Stop glorifying mediocrity. In his what he says, Abdul Rauf Ibrahim says, what about Dumso? When is it finishing? Such a clueless government.
I really want to talk about this whole Dumso issue too as well. I'm finding it very hard to comprehend why a country such as Ghana would be facing something of this sort. Because comparing it to our neighboring countries too as well, if lights should go off, it's like maybe once in a year.
Right.
And that would be, let's say, maybe a portion of the country. It's once in a year. It doesn't even take 2 hours for the lights to come back on. So my question here is, what is the problem? And you see, the outgone government, I mean, at a point where they came into power, and for a longer period, well, we weren't seeing what it was with Dumso until now that they were about to leave. Then it became rampant. So I asked myself whether this was a strategy to, pin down the incoming government, because they were booted out because
of Dumso.
The big factor was because of Dumso. So now you are back into office, and we're still facing this Dumso issue.
Right.
Charlie?
I think that the conversation about Dumso has always been the generation capacity in terms of the production of electricity in Ghana. How ECG, how the other IPPs and other stakeholders generate the revenue. In expert opinion, they think that the generation capacity is low, and that is what we need to increase the capacity. Then we can power the whole country. And then I think some of us would not understand what Dumso is, or would not really bear the pain. Why haven't really seen it? But I think it's more or less like a load shedding that's going on currently. So you would have light, some parts will not have light. Then the other time, you who had light, like it's just a rotation base.
But why is that?
Generation. Oh. So we really need to look. And then the funny thing is, when governments come into power, the energy sector is on their radar, but it's not a priority. The priority right now is like employment, education, the economy. Then we can think of the other sectors like tourism, energy, and other things. I think that in as much as we are paying so much attention and everything to the economy and making Ghanaian lives better, we should also pay attention to the other sectors as well, especially energy, since it's like one of the drivers of economy. If industries do not have electricity, if offices do not have electricity to work, how then do we support the economy? I think that it should also be giving that much attention. Well, Naana L says that please, Castle at forcing tagged. When is it taking effect? Because the betting companies are saying otherwise. And this is a screenshot from Betwing. Hello, Naana L. Please note that the new bill has not been implemented yet, even though it has been passed by the legislative and executive. Oh, really? Betway
the
still?
betting side.
Yeah.
But I think this is not today, is it? This is
post was on April 2nd.
So today is April 4th, so 2 days now. So
right.
we hope. I mean, if you're watching us right now and you have any information as to whether that of the betting tax is eradicated or has been moved away, just as but I think betting companies too should do the same thing as the telcos are doing.
Send a message.
Send a message. You get it. Send a message.
The thing right now would be who are those who I don't know how. I've not accessed the platform before. I don't know how, if there's a
before you ask, I know you would send in your details, right? You would log in, you sign in, and all those things.
Okay.
So they definitely have your details.
Okay.
So regardless, I'm sure maybe if it's not your number, it should be your email.
Your email.
So a confirmation would be sent. Okay, so
right.
information reaching us is that some people have received some messages, from Betway.
Okay.
So yeah.
People are still celebrating. Allah should continue to bless you, John Dramani Mahama. Thank you, President John Dramani Mahama, and the NDC for repealing e-levy betting tax and emissions levy of Alexander Afenyo-Marking and former President Nana Akufo-Addo seated there. Ghanaian people don't like peace. Joy is coming says, Honorable, did you ever pay an emissions tax? If yes, you can prove it. Thanks. That is the question I ask myself. Why then? Okay, so they are repealing the bill that was implemented to collect the emissions tax. So not actually okay. Wow, Afapapa. Now I can withdraw my money in peace. I am a state security officer working hard to make ends meet. By the grace of God, I won a bet last year and have been waiting for this opportunity. Finally, it has come. Thank you so much, President John Dramani Mahama.
Hey, Charlie, the guy win
59,000.
59,000. Where? People are cashing out.
So 10% of that's huge.
Yeah, 10% of that, dear.
That's huge.
So that was like what, like 5,000? Hey,
yeah,
like 5,000, right?
Yes, that's huge.
Wow.
Interesting. Only in Africa and practically Ghana that a whole PhD graduate minister will be happy and boastful to encourage the youth to happily be betting addicts. Any civilized country will increase the betting tax to discourage it. Okay, and that is upon also.
That has been a conversation, a loud conversation, with regards to or with respect to religion as well, because we do know that Christianity and Islam frowns on anything lottery, anything gambling.
Right.
So that has been a big conversation. Because I do know that I remember there were some billboards that were put across, that yes, it should be increased, the tax should be increased to discourage people from getting away. I'll tell you what, even if it is increased,
I was just about to say it will still not change anything.
Because you see, this is what I've learned about Ghanaians, or let me just put it this way, of human beings. We will complain about a certain thing at a point in time. Even when we're not getting results, we adapt to whatever it is.
Yeah.
So then if somebody feels that, oh yeah, maybe we'll increase it from 10 to 20, then he might also start increasing his money that he's using to stake.
Yeah.
You get it? We don't find other means of doing whatever it is. You get me? So for me, I don't think that is the cause of removing, trying to stop people from. No. Right. You treat it at the root cause. If you want it to happen, you get it. Yeah.
Anyways, Nicholas Misa says, please, Keselato forcing. Is there any reason why after 4 months the ECG has not paid the polling station office? The EC has not paid polling station officers who worked during the elections. Really, they've not been paid? Hey. Okay, CalBank is also implementing their own version of e-levy by charging its users 1% on all withdrawals from bank to Momo. Interesting. I'm shocked at the Chris Wado says, at this point, those that constantly claim they didn't want the e-levy to be scrapped can contact the MTN office to continue paying for it out of love. This government has done his part by listening to the cry of the majority of Ghanaians. Okay, he also has a video he put out. Mahama finally sent his signature to scrap off betting tax and e-levy with an applause. Dr. Frank Amwakohine, I want to try and send some Momo to confirm if the e-levy is indeed cancelled. 10 lucky people. Let's go. I'm sure people 1.3k. Share. Everybody wants free money. But yeah, this is what I wanted us to talk about before we move on to the next trend. E-levy scrapped. This is barely 24 hours ago from the GRA. Effective April 2nd, 2025, the e-levy is officially repealed. No more charges. Entities must stop charging e-levy. Refunds, deductions from 2nd April 2025 onward must be refunded. Claim your refund. Report to the charging entity for a refund of the e-levy. And it put out a statement. The Ghana Revenue Authority repeal of Electronic Transfer Levy Act 2022, Act 1075. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to inform the general public that the 1% levy imposed on the electronic transfers e-levy has been abolished 2nd April 2025. In this regard, charging entities are mandated to stop all e-levy deductions across all platforms effective Wednesday, 2nd April 2025. The public is advised to report any e-levy deductions made on or after the 2nd of April 2025 to the relevant charging entity for a refund. Charging entities are mandated to process these refunds promptly. To ensure a smooth transition and full compliance, the GRA is collaborating closely with the charging entities to implement the amendment. For further enquiries, kindly contact the number as stated below, where the GRA could help you in terms of refunding your money. Yeah. If time will allow us, I wanted us to go through Iron Boy a little. So the new trend, dancers nowadays tend to make how is it called? Oh, it's not dance steps. They try to make dance name of this thing, dance challenge.
Yeah,
yes,
dance challenge.
They make dance challenges out of trending music, and this one is from Mr. OJ. It says Dance God and Alo Dani after listening to Iron Boy album and realizing they can't create any dance challenge, and this is the
But who says they can't create? Those guys are more than a you. They don't create. Whether you like it or not, they'll definitely create.
I tell you, just but anyways, thanks for the follow. Okay, so people are also just laughing about the whole thing, but Shatawale came out to put out a statement urging Ghanaians to go and listen to the video. So he says, you all go stream Blacko's Iron Boy album now. The talking is too much. Ghana 2 for win. Let's go. Hashtag at Black Sheriff. So Shatawale denying his portion of Where Them Boys. So I think that there's some sort of tension, I don't know, but if this is anything to go by, some sort of tension between Black Sheriff fans and the Shatawale fans, where they think that the line or the song Where Them Boys is a jab to Shatawale, and then
but I don't know, but someone correct me on this. Has there been any feud between Shatawale and Black Sheriff before? I'm surprised. I'm quite surprised at this whole thing. I don't know whether it's an agenda or...
Probably.
I really don't get it.
Probably. Custody is asking, is this really coming from Shatawale's heart? I'm not sure. There's a sign of bitterness in this tweet.
Oh,
I think there's something, if this is anything to go by. Bloody Soldier says, the love you've shown Blacko can also be shown to Stoneboy and vice versa. At the end of the day, Ghana wins. And WebKid Africa says Shatawale is selfless indeed. Shadrach Amono Crab says don't stop King, scatter them agenda for me. Scatter all.
Yes, me, I believe it's an agenda because, I mean, come on.
Empower People's Group says, love this Ghana with a heart emoji. Accra Mayor says, you deleted the first one. Heat, Stoneboy, checks, Shatter, check, Sarkodie, check. I don't know what he's checking. People he has responded to. Ghanaians an agenda. Richmond Estimate says, let's go. Kwame Oliver, Shatawale Wate, you are the greatest of all time. God did propaganda ways. So it is really an agenda? If propaganda. Cricket Fever says, love the energy, let's go. Ghanaians, please. As if you need the post, don't go and talk, say, it be you will make Black Hole album go viral, or it be you will sell give Black Hole. Okay. Showboy, the blogger, says, you are just posting out of shame. Well, is something really going on between Shatta
That's what I don't get.
Jeff, is something going on?
I have no idea what it is with Shatawale and Black Sheriff.
Black Sheriff, I mean,
I mean, okay, left to me alone. Maybe I've not been in the know of what it is, but I've not seen any feud between the two of them.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
So I don't know where this one is coming from. Yeah, it would have been a different story if it was a Stoneboy conversation.
Yeah. Then we could put it into proper perspective. But then I think these are the lyrics of the song. When the victory song drops one after the other, so it goes on the top of the morning for body sacrifice. You can't do everything by yourself, or sometimes Soma Obi. Every dreamer needs rebel music where them boys and Iron Boy day. I guess. Oh, I don't think it's the, well, anyways. Okay, so it's like a lot of people are actually celebrating the fact that he has come out to support Black Hole in terms of, you know, promoting the album. Now the big question is if indeed the support is genuine and it is not any agenda setting or any agenda dismantling. We just hope to see, you know, him supporting other artists, like they said, support Stoneboy and the others. But anyways, it's time for conversations about what's happening here in Ghana. And yesterday, the Minister for Government Communications came out to put out a statement. Not really like a statement. He did a video explaining about 7 minutes where he outlined or refuted certain claims made by Reverend Intim Fojo, the Member of Parliament for Asin South constituency, on the fact that, you know what, the flights that arrived in Ghana were not actually containing drugs and other things, other illegal stuff, as Reverend Intim Fojo and the minority is alleging. He came out to say that, you know what, these are true claims. The flights actually needed to land in Ghana for medical reasons and whatnot. We'll get into it and the entire conversation that has erupted from it. But now let's start off with the Minority Caucus. As the Minority Caucus in Parliament has launched a sketching critique of the government's failure to act decisively in response to the United States sudden imposition of a 10% tariff on Ghanaian exports. Now, the caucus is warning that the country risks being blindsided in an unfolding trade war due to poor prioritization of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. In a worded statement signed by the ranking member on the Industry and Tourism Committee, Michael Otri-Befi, the minority accused the NDC administration of having no response to the current tariff slap. It is said that his administration ignored a ready-made strategy that could shield Ghana from external trade shocks, and this was said by the minority yesterday, saying that it's been over 24 hours since the President of the United States slapped Ghana with a 10% tariff on exports from Ghana to the U.S. However, there's been no response from government. What is the government doing about it? We know that President Obama is going to have some conversations, hopefully later today, about this, and we will keep you updated on that particular story. But according to the minority, the AFCFTA, if managed properly, could, you know, avert whatever might happen if really Trump goes ahead with the 10% tariff slapped by Ghana. But like I said, the president will be having a meeting, discussions later today or over the weekend. And when it happens, stay glued to MX24 News on Instagram. But still on government, the Minister of Government Kwachu has refuted things made by the Member of Parliament for Asin South, Reverend Ntim Fojo, linking drug activities and money laundering to 2 aircrafts that landed in Ghana. In a detailed explanation, Mr. Kwachu clarified that the 2 aircrafts arrived in Ghana for legitimate purposes and underwent thorough security inspections with no unlawful substances found on board. Meanwhile, the government has urged the public to disregard the Asin South Member of Parliament's claims, emphasizing that security agencies remain vigilant in ensuring the integrity of Ghana's airspace and port entry procedures. Now let's take a listen to some highlights from his speech.
Disinformation machine of the new patriotic party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Ntim Fojo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that 2 aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that 2 aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit, so this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo.
That was the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwachu, speaking and refuting the claims made by the ranking member on the Defence and Interior Committee of Parliament and member of the Minority and Member of Parliament for the Asin South constituency, Reverend Ntim Fojo, where he made some allegations that the two flights which landed in Ghana over the week contained some illegal drugs, and according to the minister, he says that, well, when he was invited, we can recall that the president, once he had notice of what was going on, invited him to collaborate with the necessary security agents. When he was invited, he alleged that the allegations he made were not his personal opinion, but that of the Interior and Defence Committee of Parliament. Therefore, he could not speak to the issues, as in why he had to come out and if he had any evidence to provide. Well, the Minister for Government Communications explained why these flights landed in Ghana, and the intended purposes help, thereby they are landing in Ghana. According to him, Ghanaians should disregard any publication from the Member of Parliament for Asin South and Ranking on the Defence and Interior Committee. But now let's just stay on this, as the Ranking Member on Parliament's Defence and Interior Committee, John Ntim Fojo, has refuted claims by the Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, that he had been invited by security agencies but failed to honor their invitation. In a strongly worded statement on X, Mr. Ntim Fojo dismissed the allegations as false, challenging Kwasi to provide evidence of any such invitations. He emphasized that no security or intelligence agency had ever contacted him for information, and reiterated his readiness to collaborate with Parliament to implement former President John Dramani Mahama's directive, or President John Dramani Mahama's directive, if it was genuine. Now let's walk you through the statement he posted on X. Now, he posted two statements, actually. This was posted some 17 hours ago. He says that my attention has been drawn to a rather disingenuous and far-fetched response from government by Felix Kwasi-Ofosu. Now, Kwasi-Ofosu lied when he claimed I've been invited by security agencies and failed to attend upon their invitation. No security or intelligence agency has ever invited me to assist them with any information. I dare Kwasi-Ofosu to produce a copy of such invitation. I am still waiting on them to collaborate with me in Parliament to undertake President Mahama's directive. If the directive was not mere rhetorics. When I wrote to call for joint security briefing, which could have afforded the security and intelligence agencies the opportunity to collaborate with me and share further information with them and receive their updates on investigations conducted into the specific cases, the NDC Parliamentary Caucus and the government blocked the briefing and shielded the security and intelligence agencies from accountability and denied them the opportunity to collaborate with me. What are they hiding? Whereas Kwasi-Ofosu confirmed my claims of the entry and departure of the two suspicious flights as true, the reasons provided by Kwasi-Ofosu in respect of their purposes of entry are incoherent, questionable, and cannot be taken seriously. The government has since failed to provide responses to the status of the 12 containers filled with gold and currencies confiscated by the National Security on February the 9th, 2025. The government has also failed to provide responses on the status of investigations made into the high-profile cocaine bust totaling some $500 million. So in view of the above and a disingenuous response from government spokesperson, they are bent on hiding information and evading accountability. Our country cannot be allowed to be suddenly turned into a hub for cocaine and money laundering. They must come again. And this was posted by John Ntim Fojo, the ranking on the Defence and Interior Committee of Parliament, where he refuted the claims made by Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, Minister for Government Communications. Now, earlier, this was some hours ago, put out a statement saying that they have demonstrated clearly they have something to hide. After I demanded a joint briefing of National Security, NIB, Police, CID, Narcotics Control Commission, they have evaded the meeting and are avoiding a meeting to provide updates on investigations into the specific security matters raised. I shall therefore explore every parliamentary tool at my disposal in the exercise of oversight until we have answers to the following high-profile matters of urgent public interest. Now, he's referencing the status of the gold and cash seized by the National Security on February the 9th, the content of cargo transported by the suspicious flight, Air Med flight, and then the Kavok Air in March or earlier, that has generated a lot of conversation this week. Then the status of the high-profile cocaine bust worth 350 million and 120 million respectively in March. Ghana cannot be allowed to turn into a hub for drug trafficking and money laundering. He repeated that statement once again, reiterating his stance. But what this is essentially saying is that when we listen to Felix Kwashiorkor alleged or spoke and said that, you know what, Reverend Ntim Fordjour was invited for this meeting where, you know, as directed by the president, he was asked to liaise with the necessary security agencies to investigate whatever is happening or, you know, provide evidence to the claims he made about the flights that landed in Ghana containing some illegal drugs and other things. He says that, you know what, he's not been invited to any such meetings, alleging that the Minister for Government Communications is lying to some extent. We would see the response from him if there would be in terms of this, and then what the way forward will be. But I think that we are beginning to get some clarity as to what happens. We now have the gospel account of Reverend Ntim Fordjour and that of the government communications. We would try and sever it down and get to know actually the reasons for this landing in Ghana as stated by the Minister for Government Communications. We'll keep you updated on pages and on mx249.com. Away from that, the United States Ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer, has emphasized that Ghana remains an importantly ally despite recent charges in her country's international trade relations. Now, her comments come in the wake of the U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to sign executive orders authorizing sweeping tax tariffs on many countries exporting to the American market, including Ghana. Now, Ghana, which has been subjected to a 10% levy, is among the countries affected, raising concerns over the potential impact on U.S.-Ghana trade relations and the long-term implications for global trade. However, in a media engagement since the political tensions in the U.S., Ambassador Virginia Palmer reaffirmed that Ghana's long-standing relationship with America has secured its place as a vital partner. The ambassador further explained that the United States and Ghana have a deeply rooted relationship founded on many fronts and as well as bilateral trade relations, which currently amount to approximately some $3 billion United States dollars. She's therefore urging Ghanaians to calm as Ghana and the US are still allies in bilateral trade. Now let's bring you some updates as some telcos, Airtel, Tigo, now AT, MTN and Telecel, formerly Vodafone, have officially announced the removal of the 1% electronic transfer levy on all mobile money transactions. Now this move comes in response to President John Dramani Mahama's assent to a new bill into law on Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. Now, this law effectively scrubbed out the e-levy along with the betting tax and emissions levy. In a message sent to customers on Thursday, April 3rd, MTN and AT confirmed that the levy has been abolished and will no longer apply to Momo transfers. Now, as said yesterday morning, Telecel subscribers had not received the message, but this morning, some Telecel subscribers, according to information reaching us, is that Telecel subscribers have received the message, and as you can see displayed on your screens, that of AT and that of MTN announcing that the e-levy has been withdrawn and that refunds will be done. Yesterday we spoke to you about our director who made some transactions and was deducted e-levy in as much as e-levy was cancelled. Well, he says that as at midnight today, or yesterday as at midnight, he had received the refund as stated by GRA. Well, if you have not yet received your refund, well, you should be concerned, but not be concerned too much. Why? Because GRA says that it would ensure that all charging entities do the refund. So if you do not receive it today, probably you receive it tomorrow or within the next 72 hours. If not, you can contact the number stated on the GRA statement we went through and then register your complaints. But guys, That's how we end the news on the AM Club this morning and this week. It's the weekend, and like I always say, it's time to drink a lot of water, your business, and get enough rest. You need the rest for the week, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. But remember, you can get more news and updates when you visit mx24online.com.
Thank you so much for coming with End of Stories. I don't know what kind of table tennis checkmate is this between...
this is not even checkmate, the kind of...
I wonder. I mean, this person says we should refute claims that this one too says I wasn't invited. And so who do we even trust?
I think that we should move beyond party politics or taking political marks, scoring political marks.
You see, me, I was
the actual issue.
Yes, I was excited when the president did say that. Okay, so if you have information, come through. I mean, let's get to, because this is not anything NDC MPP. This is about Ghana. Yeah. So come through and pair the video we just watched. Didn't I see security people conducting some checks on the plane and all that? Yeah. So, I mean, what's this back and forth? I mean, so what kind of story do we believe? What is the basis of this whole thing? Who do we believe? Right. You get it. You don't come and throw everything in our faces, and then you realize that we won't have any solution to this, and then it dies off, and then next thing we know something else comes.
The other, what Fojo is saying, from the 9th of February, when those gold bars and then alleged counterfeit money were confiscated, nothing has been said about it. The cocaine bust as well, $500 million, nothing has been said about it. It's almost a month, from February 9th till now, it's almost a month. I mean, we should be hearing from governments, if not from governments, well, the relevant state agencies. We hope that in Team Fojo's charge would, give us some results, but we would want to know the actual truth that's happening with regards to this whole thing. It's becoming too much.
Well, enjoy your weekend. We'll definitely drink more water and we'll mind our business. Yes, that's the way to go. Anyway, so that's the wrap for our End of Stories right here on the show. Quick turn. Yes, when we do come back, we get into sports, all right?
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
On the AM Club, my name is Sedina Medmond, and as always, we bring in you the very latest with regards to what's happening in the world of sports. It promises to be a fantastic weekend. A lot's happening from Formula One down to basketball, specifically in the NBA. And we also have the run-in leading up to the end of the leagues in Europe. And we are held down this morning by Betway. Yes, so if you're out there, I've got a special information for you. Whether you are an upcoming influencer or you are a wannabe influencer or you are an influencer, you've got numbers on social media, even if you've got 1, 2, 3. Listen, there's good news for you on Betway. It's about time to get rewarded as the next big betting influencer with Betway. Yes, all you've got to do is place bets, share your winning codes or even just your code with friends, fans, and your followers on social media. Listen, this is the good part. If they place the bet using your code, the code you put out, you earn 4% of the amount they staked. That is their wager. Yes, so 4%. So if the person staked with 100 CDs, calculate 4% of that, it comes to you. Now, it doesn't matter if the bet does not win, or even if he ends in a loss, no worries. Once they bet with your code, you earn cool cash at the end of the day. Listen, and the more people bet with your code, the more cash you earn. So listen, just spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Start betting today. Place the bet, cook the bet. Now share the slip on social media or with your friends and family. Listen, that is all that it takes to get 4% of whatever they stake or their wager. Oh Lord, what a weekend it promises to be. Start betting today. Share the winning or just the codes with everyone and become the next big bet influencer. This is exclusive only to betway.com.gh. Log on today. Create an account if you are not yet on the platform. If you are, start placing the bets today and share the code. I know a lot of people who have now used this particular method, an extra source of income. I'm not going to mention their names. I know them. If you know, you know. But soon a lot of guys are now hearing about this and will start joining. I can see the likes of Momsen nodding his head, the likes of Isaac also following, Atokwamena also following. We'll see. Maybe we'll come together, we'll form a consortium, and then we'll work on this. But remember that terms and conditions apply. So to win 4%, cook and share. You understand? Cook and share. Yeah, what a wow. So this weekend, a lot of games are coming through. Just cook the bets, put it out on social media, let people believe in your bets, and let them stake using your code because it's unique to you. And that's how Betway would pay you 4% of their wager. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Always bet the responsible way. With Betway, you guarantee always get way more. Charlie, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Jay, what's good? What's good? What's good?
I want to know whether it's 4% of what you win or 4% of what you stake.
Thank you very much, Your Honor, for the question. So it is it is 4% of what you stake.
So if I'm staking 50 CDs, it's 4% of 50 CDs.
4% of 50 CDs.
What's 4% of 50 CDs?
Chairman, hold on. Let me do the multiply. Let me do the math. So 4 no. I say now I know way over. I say 50 CDs now cancel.
100.
So it will be 2
times
CDs.
50 into Obenya 2 CDs.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's good money.
Oh, good money.
Yeah, so if you have 100 people.
Oh, Charlie.
If you have 100 people using your code.
And this all you need is just have one bet slip go through for you. You know how social media spreads the word. Everybody now starts.
Would it be fair to upgrade it to winnings rather?
We'll talk to the officials at Bet.
No, I'm just asking. I mean, before we get into talking to officials or whatever, do you think it's fair? Because I've put the code, and I've sent the code to you, and you've used the code and you've won.
I think this way rather works. Let me explain. Let's say the bet goes south, but me, when the bet started going south, I cashed out, made money myself. I cooked the bet, I made money. Now for you, you would have left it to run, so you would have lost out on the bet. In that instance, I will not make anything on your bet. But right now, with this particular system, your wager 4%, I would have collected it.
Whether I win or lose.
Oh, that one, it is you and the gods of football and the gods of sports.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah. So this weekend, Yeah, I'm sharing quotes. Yeah, I'm not sharing one. I promise to share 4. I can start telling you what is going to be shared. Half-time draw. Expect 6 games from that. Half-time draw. And it's going to come from the English Championship, the English League One, and the English League Two. Half-time draw. Watch out for this. Now, over 2.5. Over 2.5. Watch out for this one as well. It's going to be coming from the Bundesliga. It's going to be coming from the Italian Serie A. It's going to be coming from the English Premier League and also the La Liga. So that's 2.5 half-time draw. Now, straight wins. Watch out for that one. That one includes top 5 leagues in Europe. And then we sprinkle a bit of Belgium to give you that one as well. So that makes it 3. You understand? Hey, I said,
you said we're going to form a consortium. Now, why you?
Okay.
Relax. Togo, and Friday.
All right.
Oh yes, I know. You today will test you. Inti a test you na Monday a boomer. Yenim say oh ye know ye legit.
All right.
And boom suswa. Obetienka.
My Jimmy 4%. Anyways, let's get into the stories. Start off from the local front where it's getting interesting. For Nations FC, yes, they traveled all the way to play with Hearts of Oak, who were the home team. The game ended 1-0 in favor of the traveling team, that's Nations FC, but it took a very splendid Puskas winning goal. Yes, it's worthy of the Puskas Award. That's the best goal in world football as at now. Was scored yesterday inside Tuba. Wondering who scored it? Yes, it's the Black Star defender, Razak Simpson. He struck that volley immaculately to hit the back. By Razak. Yes, almost 50 yards, almost from the center line. Everyone was in play into the goalpost. So that's what the influence playing with Black Star gives you. Razak Simpson getting all 3 points with that special goal. And get into the English Premiership where the last game of the match round took place yesterday at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea hosted fellow London team Tottenham. The game ended 1-0 in favor of a Chelsea Football Club. However, it needed that spectacular left or cross from Cole Palmer, connected by Captain Enzo, to make sure that Chelsea came away with all 3 points, leaving the team Tottenham in horrible state below Manchester United on the table. Win, Chelsea remain fourth on the table, right on top of Manchester City and right below Nottingham Forest. Gets interesting for Manchester City as they play. Yes, they are City rivals. Manchester United much later this weekend. And also the leaders, Liverpool, are looking to make sure that they go the next 4 away games unbeaten. And that would mean that they would have gone the entire season in the EPL unbeaten away from home. But Fulham have been difficult for Liverpool. We'll see what happens over the weekend. Now let's get into some fantastic NBA action that happened in the wee hours of today. Yes, the Golden State, they defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 1-2-3 to 1-1-6 earlier this dawn in a key battle for playoff spots in the Western Conference. The victory keeps Golden State at 5, and in that particular loss, drops Los Angeles from number 3 to number 4. If things stay this way, getting to the end of the regular season, that means that during the playoffs, this would be one matchup that personally I'll be looking forward to. Now, Stephen Curry, he led the Warriors in scoring with 38 points. LeBron James had 33 points for the Lakers. Luka Doncic also scored 19 points, 8 rebounds and 7 assists. A game this was. What a game. Interesting things happening all across the NBA, but I just personally pray that they stick to this particular format so we get to see the Golden State and the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, that would be fantastic. But more happening in the NBA. One story that will be very interesting package is how the Dallas Mavericks went from being one of the best teams to now looking as all because a sale was sanctioned and subsequently everything has gone south. But if you don't want your life or your finances to go south, increase your earnings using football knowledge or sports knowledge with the Betway Bet Influence. Yes, all you've got to do is prepare that unique bet slip, share it with your friends, family, and follow us on social media. Once they place their bets on Betway using your code, you automatically earn 4% of their wager. So whatever some people are actually staking interesting amounts of money on bets. 500 cedis, Manchester City to win. I get 4%. If United decide to draw, you might go and collect your money from United. But I still get 4%. So what are you waiting for? Just place your bet. Share your bet. Listen, now just share your bet. Become the next big bet influencer. All thanks to Betway. Let's go out there, have fun, enjoy, use your sporting knowledge, I stress on this part, to craft that bet. 2,000 odds this week. He played for a certain friend of mine. Yes, I know guys who are regularly clocking 100 odds, 10 odds, 2 odds. Yeah, two odds and a dream would also get you there. Anyways, always bet responsibly. Betway is always guaranteed to give you way more, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. We're back at 4 p.m. with some interesting, for some in-depth conversations pertaining to what will be happening over the weekend with regards to sports. My name is Naana L for now. But consortium is formed.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show. Yeah, we will consult ourselves to get it. Yes, we need the sport business insights. Attention into the world of entertainment and showbiz right after this. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Of mx24online.com. MX24, fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited because it's the weekend. I can't wait for you guys to enjoy the rest of the night here. My name is Daphne Flashley, always has been, forever will be the Daphne. Ladies and gentlemen, entertainment, and I'm super excited. Looking at the back and TV, who is Artist of the Year? Yes, and you know it's between Kim Pro.
I'm fine.
Right.
I'm fine.
Right. Yeah, enjoying what I'm doing.
It's not the Kim Palutani.
Kim Promise.
Kim Promise.
Yeah. Your mind is still. But yesterday when we asked you, you say you don't know. You don't want to talk. You know, you still don't know. Right. So today, my team will have in for us today.
Okay.
Yes. So. Some songs, Kim Promise.
Okay.
We're going to score it together.
Score.
Yes, we're going to score it together. I know you hate doing these things, but we're going to score it together. And after comparing and all of that, then we'll see if maybe, just maybe, I can change your mind to see who you think.
In my mind, do you have a favorite?
Me?
Between the two, do you have a favorite? Do you have someone you know
Yes.
that can win? Yes. What?
I do.
When you're done with your comparison.
Well, I do. I've always said this day, I think Kim Promise is going to take Artist of the Year. This year's TGMA. It's long time coming, my dear. Long time coming. It's supposed to be Kim Promise, long time. And so Kim Paluta, for him being there, yes, he deserves it too. But Kim Promise deserves it, and Kim Promise is going to get it, and Kim Paluta will get it next year. Exactly. So they should keep doing amazing. They should keep releasing new songs for us. But as for this year, we know Kim Promise is going to,
Okay.
5-star. Rise above it all. Yeah, so the Battle of the Kings, let's see who is going to take this year's TGMA. We're going to play some Paluta. And remember that you can send in your comments and all our social media pages at X24GH, so you're not left out from this morning's show. Now, we're going to start with Kim Paluta. Kuma, we'll be right back, and then we'll take some Kim Promise songs. See you.
In one category. Do you get it? Like, let's say the high life or whatever it is, you cannot put the two in there. And so based on demographics, they realized that Asida had done more than Makoma, so that's why that got yes. So
well, when we were talking about profanity, Kim Paluta came out and said that it's not the one that it's not it's not that one. He said it's share papa be.
oh, okay.
That's what he said. I was wondering today when I was listening to the song, I said, who says papa share papa? Like, what does it mean?
Now, when the she had something like that too.
Yeah, one. I see. What? Oh, Sheoba Papaviam. Oh, okay. Right. So that's what he said. It's not the other one that we thought it was, that it was all profanity. So I'm glad that he came out to, talk about it. And finally, we've laid it to rest. It was a whole lot of conversations, right? But we definitely laid it to rest. Now, let's go straight to the 5-star. We're taking a look at his song with Shali Puppy and his Continental. We go, hey. All right, let's do this. We'll be right back. Do you get what I'm saying?
And then what?
Other Kim Promise songs like Terminator, and I know that, I know it's not supposed to be the same. Like, there are times where this song will do better and this song won't. But this song, I think it was actually where it is right now. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think about this song. But overall, you like the song, everything about the song. On to the next one, and this one is also my personal favorite because it says that words, everybody at the puppet. Okay, so let's take a look at for the puppet. of fact, I know I sang this song very well for a while in my life, for some time in my life.
Hey.
Yes, now.
Hey.
The beginning of the year, I sang this song very well. It was number one on my playlist. I mean, you already know my favorite story, my story. Yeah. This song, beautifully done. And you know the song came with controversy because how they released the pictures, it was as if Kim Promise tied the knot and they didn't let us know, you know? Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the last one from Kim Promise, and we're going to move on to the last one from Kim Paluta. We're going to move on to the last one from Kim Promise. Then we're going to do Kim Paluta's biggest song yet, Asida. Let's take a look. Of the night, Artist of the Year. I'll come your way same time on Monday. Signing out. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for coming in with the best of entertainment right here on a Friday like this one. Yes, most definitely. We'll see you next week as you bring us more. All right. Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So please kindly feel free to reach us on 0501 515 124, 0539 135073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Always #here for you. Big news coming in from Telecel is that are you looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs? At Telecel, we understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. Now, the Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. Get ready for more 24 Workers' Day Fair is here. Yes, on May 1st, 2025. Join us at Afro's Event Center, Lagos Avenue, East Legon, for an unforgettable day of shopping, entertainment, and networking. So whether you're a vendor looking to showcase your products or an attendee ready to shop and enjoy live performances, we've got something for everyone. Exclusive discounts, amazing deals, and a chance to promote your business on MX24's platform. Vendors, this is your opportunity to reach thousands of customers and elevate your brand. Attendees enjoy great discounts, live music, and many more. Don't miss out. Register now via WhatsApp. It's 0592-292-746. 0592-292-746 to secure your booth. Now, the More 24 Workers' Day Fair is your ultimate shopping experience. Great deals, fun, and entertainment. So we'll definitely see everyone there. Well, that's a wrap for Coffee Dailies, brought to you kind courtesy Cowbell Coffee. Cowbell Coffee says they're with you every moment. Up next, we've got more for you right here on the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24, fun, fearless, and factual.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Hey guys, let's take a selfie.
Oh, wait.
Please. Woo! The video!
We the young are not a complicated bunch. You see, we take each day as a clean slate. Why turn down the volume when you can turn up the vibe? This land wants you to live in the here and now. There's so much more to see. Come journey with us.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles, you were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment. Trailblazers aren't born. They are molded by vision, resilience, and a relentless drive to create change. Join us on April
2025 at the UPSA Auditorium for an event that inspires transformation. Hear from our seasoned speakers including Kwame A.A. Opoku, author, futurist and global speaker, Makeda Smith, founder and CEO of Savvy Chicks in Real Estate from the USA, Christian Boache Yadom, co-founder and CEO of Pizza Man Chicken Man, Ebenezer Isuman Amankwa, co-founder and COO of Pizza Man Chicken Man, Anthony Jamafa, CEO of Caveman Watches, Sir Elom J. Tete, global lead of the Psalmist International. Our keynote is from Dr. Stephen Deborah Ablometi, founder and CEO of CPL. Your host for the event will be Moses B. Arthur, author and CEO of African Atlantic. Get ready to embrace an experience that will inspire you to dream bigger and take courageous action. Remember, the date is on your screen or with the link below. Let us unite to shape a brighter Ghana. Don't miss this moment. This event is proudly brought to you by Entrepreneurship Hub Africa in partnership with Pizza Man Chicken Man, proudly sponsored by MX24 TV.
I want to find out one thing. What happened with you and Cookie?
One day Cookie calls me and says, bro, I want to do my solo album. Ghana, if somebody go, blah, blah, even for the media space right now, go talk to your man right now, they go talk to you, they go blacklist you. Event organizers, they go, then boom, balance money.
Politics was a part of our group. One of the times we featured on 9,010 labs. Fluid, so I called him, so speak to my manager. Where?
Patience is a virtue that carries a lot of weight. Yeah. Always know that you live to fight another day.
I feel say we musicians, one thing we like do, we know how to create. But the business part, we know the add them to whatever we do.
I understand everything is about marketing. If I do
the people I was looking up to, these two boys called famous people. Their work looked like they had like they were like 17 people or 20 people.
Long live high school clique. We are more than
Watching me live on High School Click. Don't go nowhere. Silly. Watching me live on High School Click. Don't go nowhere. Silly.
The Bible said that we are not of those who shrink back, but of those who believe to the salvation of the soul. You know, sometimes God wants to do things in circumstances and situations that when people see, they will acknowledge that this is not the effort of man, but this must be the finger of God. So to him, life meant Christ. Life meant living for Christ. Life meant serving Christ. Christ in you.
ICGC Evangel Temple presents The Kingdom Culture with Reverend Eric Ampofo on MX24. This and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
So welcome back to the show. This day is the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Kojo Dasebre. Now let's get into Lifestyle Daily. Our big conversation, we are focusing on the misuse of religion in Ghana and its impact. We are going to explore the various ways religion is being misused in Ghana, including the exploitation of women and children, financial exploitation and corruption. The discussion will also focus on promoting critical thinking and nuanced understanding of scripture among young people to prevent the misuse of religion. And joining us for the conversation, we've got Evangelist Paul Abrokwa, former president, University of Students Association of USAG. He's researcher in religion ethics, politics, European University, Germany, founding president and chief executive officer of Institute of Governance, Ethics and Religion Africa. That's EJA Africa. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you also for having me this morning.
Okay. Thank you for joining us right here on the AM Club. This happens to be a very sensitive topic. You know, presently in Ghana, a lot of discussions have gone on with regards to this. But what are some of the common ways religion is being misused in Ghana, and how can we address these, problems?
Okay, thank you, Max24 once again.
It's MX24, MX24, please.
MX24, okay,
yes,
thank
please.
you so much for the correction. And I'm Paul Abrokwa, evangelist and former president of University Student Association of Ghana, that is USAG. And I'm currently the president for Ghanaian students in Germany, and also, as you said, the founding and chief executive officer of Institute of Governance, Ethics and Religion Africa, that is IGA Africa. This issue is a very delicate issue, as you mentioned in your submission, but I think it is time for us to speak to the excesses of religion, especially in our country, Ghana, and for that matter, Africa. And I think your first question is, what are some of the common ways religion is being misused in Ghana and how we can address these excesses? Now, to begin with, you made a statement this morning regarding betting, saying that the Bible is even against betting. There is no scripture in the Bible that speaks entirely against betting itself. Okay? The scripture speaks about excess love for money, too much love for money. There was nothing specifically about, gambling or maybe betting. So this is just a typical way of, the misuse of the scriptures or the Bible. So now to move on, there are so many scriptures I can give in reference to that, about the use of the misuse of religion. To be specific, I want to limit myself to Christianity. We talked about the misunderstanding that normally come from issues of prophecies, fake prophecies that are being given, financial exploitation, and then manipulation of vulnerable groups in society, especially women and children, and also using religion as an institution to cause so much havoc among family members, siblings, and friends. You know, when we talk about the fake prophecies, I'm sure you might be privy to some of these things that I'm talking about the fake prophecies and so on and so forth. Now, someone may ask, why are you speaking about these things this time of the day? It is becoming too much, just too much to let go of. Prophecies, in the first place, the prophecies were in the Old Testament, right? They were not in the New Testament. There was nothing of prophecies in the New Testament. Prophecies were all in the Old Testament. The Old Testament is the shadow of the things to come. Okay? The Old Testament is a shadow of the things to come. So the reality has come in the New Testament where the church itself began. Okay? We have the church, the establishment of Christianity or the church in the New Testament. So whatever we are supposed to practice, whatever we are supposed to do, started from the New Testament. And if you take the New Testament, there was nothing like, prophetic, declaration and prophetic work of the ministry. Even though there were so many diversity of the gift of the Spirit, but there was nothing much about prophecies in the New Testament. So that is just one aspect of it. So you ask yourself, where are these things coming from? Why do we have so much prophecies in our societies today? Because people tend to believe that, that is how it's supposed to be. Now, one other thing that is also missing is that nobody is overruling the Bible. Nobody is undermining the Bible. Nobody is taking the Bible away. But I want us also to understand that the Old Testament is not entirely and 100% a written document for believers to emulate. Okay? If you check the research very well, you realize that the Old Testament, especially the 5 books of Moses, is what we call the Torah. And the Torah is the constitution of the Jews. Okay? That is a Jewish constitution. Just as you cannot take Ghana's constitution to America and say, I am practicing Ghana's constitution in America. So, typical example of this is using the constitution of the Jews as a guiding principle for a large number of followers of Christianity. It's not right. It's not right. So the prophetic aspect of the scriptures, which is in the Old Testament, has now become the center stage of our Christianity today, which is causing so much problem in our society. So I made mention of fake prophecies, financial exploitation. Now, again, let's look at the financial exploitation. What do I mean by financial exploitation? Now we have Holy Ghost Kenke being sold in Ghana. People are selling Kenke even in their churches in the name of miracles and receiving power from God. Okay, these are all exploitation. People are selling creams. Okay, some call it Abrokwa or whatever they call it. These are all financial exploitation. Remember, the Bible even talks or mentions that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay, he that is set free by the Son is indeed free. So these uncle and these creams that are being sold in the church, some selling as far as I know, practicing and other things inside the church. Right. So if we want to go by the biblical examples, Jesus Christ, when he came into this world, he destroyed those who were selling in the church. But this is what is being practiced in our society today. So talking about financial exploitation, these are some of the things. And they play on the intelligence of the vulnerable, especially the women and the children. You know, the Bible even describes women as the weaker vessels, okay? So they exploit the vulnerability of women, and that is what happened. Now, there are so many, you know, I read an article from an MP in Ghana who said he is fed up with women, you know, spending the whole night online just praying and making declarations every day from morning to evening, Monday to Friday, and this is abuse of religion. Okay, what I thought is your problem that you think that spending the whole night, the whole hour, the whole time on online sharing links and making declarations is the only medium for God to listen to you. God God also has his own way of doing things. I am not talking about how God does his own thing today, but I'm talking about how religion is being abused. Okay, and so when we look at all this, it's having a negative effect on our society. Now, let me also make a reference to what Magdan said recently. Okay, Dr. Macaulay made a statement that productive hours in Ghana are being used for prayers. Exactly, that is the problem we are having today. Productive hours are being used for prayers. Okay, we see people rush to church in the morning and they get to work late. Okay, you see people in public spaces and they are watching TV, either they are watching prophetic ministry or they are watching prophecies or whatsoever, and they are wasting productive, precious time that could have been used to support the economy, to support the growth of our system. And this is the problem we are having today, okay, in our society. And then to address some of these issues, I think there should be educational programs on our TVs. For instance, Your Channel is a very good channel, and I've seen a lot of you participating in activities on your channel. So when we have educational program that enlighten the youth on some of these things, it will help, at least if you cannot stop it, it will help reduce the excesses in our society, in our system. So education is one, having educational programs to raise the awareness about the science of exploitation and promote ethical leadership among the youth. Okay, when we promote ethical leadership among the youth, they will be able to stand the ground to resist the temptation of allowing how do we call it, over exploitation.
Okay.
Okay, that will help.
Yeah. Paul, let me come in here. Just a follow up on the submissions you just gave in right now. So if someone is watching right now, first of all, the first question would be, okay, at what point do we get to know that we are moving into the productive side, and then I have time to do my quiet time and then go online and then pray and whatnot? Because someone would also say that on their end, well, they're going to pray as much as they can is also yielding results for them. So at what point do we get to say that, okay, this is it for me? Because another person would also say that you cannot also tell me how to go about my spirituality in terms of religion. So how I pray, how often I pray, how I get myself into it. The person may feel like, okay, this is working for me and this is what's going to happen. What are the checks and balances when it comes to that?
Okay, so if I get your question well, you are trying to find out from me if the person, at what time do we agree that the person should not use the productive hours to pray, and also praying is work for the person. Now we all know that productive hours start from exactly from 8 currently in Ghana. We start from 8 because the 24-hour economy has not started yet, so we don't have much work to do in the night, and so it starts from 8 a.m. in the morning and possibly end at 5 p.m. in the evening. Now, aside that one, so you have done 8 hours, 8 solid hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Possibly you should be able to do 8 hours by then. And then you have another time to take care of other responsibilities. If you're a wife or if you're a married person at home, you have other responsibilities to also take care of. And so in the night, that is when you are supposed to have sleep. Now, where we are talking about the excesses here, it has to do with people neglecting the productive hours, irrespective of whether it works for you or it doesn't work for you. You are using the productive hours to be praying to the very God that commanded you to work, right? He said in the book of Proverbs, go to the ant, use slag and consider 8 ways and be wise. What does the ant do? The ant works 24/7 during the dry season, so that whenever it is in the rainy season, it can focus on the 8 gatherings and feed itself. This is an example. Go to the ant. So this is a typical example of every believer. Now, again, The same Bible also admonishes us that, look, a hand that fails to work must not eat. So if you are using productive time, this time that you are sitting at the studio, it's a productive time, and you are working. Okay, it doesn't matter how you are conducting your work. It's a working period. It's a working time for you to engage yourself in something productive. You don't need God to come and tell you conduct this interview. You don't need God to tell you go and submit application. You don't need God to tell you go and write this text. You see, you don't need God to come and put food in your mouth. All you need to do is to just commit your ways into the hands of God, and you take the step. He will support you, He will back you and guide you throughout the effort. You don't need God to come and tell you what to do. In the first place, after God creating man, He put something I describe as cassava dough or whatsoever inside the head, which we call the brain. What is the function of the brain? The brain is there to guide you, to tell you this is wrong, this is right, this is perfect, this is not this. And that brain is one of the mechanisms God has given every human being to make use of. So you don't sit down without equipping yourself and expecting God to come and do the miracle. He doesn't do it. It is where we allow the exploitation to come in. And so when you are abusing the productive hours, you wake up in the morning, instead of you to say to your children or your family, your siblings to go to work and go to school, you rush to chapel to go and pray first. What prevents you from praying or having your quiet time at home? What is wrong with that? If you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes quiet time at home, does it mean God won't listen to you? No. And if you look at all this, despite all this online, share the link, pray for me, having rushed to the chapel, the Fonku and Kenke and Professor and all those things in our society today, look at the rate of corruption we have in our society, because religion will address the excesses coming from members. Because the overexploitation and the extortion of money has become the order of the day. People are given position in the church because of their contribution towards the growth of the church financially and materially. We no longer look at the manifestation of the Spirit or how committed a person is within. We look at what the person can afford. And so we are driving the society with religion into the ditches. We are using these resources to demand from members what they cannot afford. So when you are using all this to pray to God, God won't come and do what you are supposed to do. He will only do what is beyond the brain of human. And that is perfect. That is what God does. That is the God they know. And that is the God the Bible speaks about.
Okay. All right. So, Paul, moving forward, with this whole issue of fake prophecies and also the exploitation of finances, especially from women and children, what are some of the possible solutions towards this? And how can we address this? Are there specific things, or it's an individual thing? Is it something that, because definitely if a prophecy is coming, it's coming to an individual that maybe would affect somebody else in their family, relative, or the person and themselves. So is it a collective thing? Is it something of governance? Is it something we should look into? Or it has to do with individuality? And if it has to do with individuality too as well, how do we go about it?
So it is a two-side issue, because one, the individuality comes to play, and the state must also play its responsibility. Recently, there was a healing crusade in Kenya where a prophet claimed to have healed about 30 people from being suffering from stroke. Now, in Kenya, there is a system that takes care of these kind of paralyzed people, and so the state requested from the prophet to submit the names and the identity of the people that have been healed, so that they will take the name off the system and stop caring for them, right? So up to now, the names have not been submitted. This is just one analysis. The names have not been submitted, which means that nobody, no paralyzed person in Kenya had been healed through the crusade. It was a state healing. Again, now, talking again about the prophecies, my brother, you and I are very aware that prophecies, people might have their own way of dealing with it. But when people are desperate, when they are in distress, when they are in a difficult situation, they looked up to their religious or faith-based leaders. And so when you speak to them, they listen to you. Now, they tend to accept these prophecies because some of them see them as being closer to God than them. And so they accept them. Now, how to ask yourself the kind of prophecy the person is giving, whether it is coming from God. How do you know whether it is coming from God? Okay? How do you know whether it is coming from God? 100% of the prophecies we receive in Ghana are guesswork. 100%. They are guesswork. And recently, you see a lot of men of God are speaking about this kind of fake prophecies and the things. And some are even confessing that they are the originators of these fake prophecies. But yet still we are adhering, or we are still holding on to other people who are still giving the fake prophecies. So in the first place, an individual must know that once you are born to die. And so anybody giving you a prophecy that you will die, it's not a prophecy. You are a living thing, and so you are bound to die. It's a living thing. Okay? And other kind of prophecies, you need to analyze them to see how come this is like this. It is natural. It is natural. Since last 2 years, okay, there has always been there have been consistent prophecies about a very prominent chief or king in Ghana will die. Last 2 years, no. Another no. There was a prophecy the chief imam was going to die, and the Muslim community rose against it. Chief imam is still there. You see, it is natural that people grow and they die. It is natural that people have problems. It is natural that we have challenges in society because we are living with diversity of human beings. And so you look at it carefully. Okay? And coming to marriages, many couples should know that because they are coming from different training backgrounds, they will definitely be challenged. And every marriage is bound to collapse because it is not automatic that when you get married, you will live forever. There is nothing like that, okay? Even Jesus, or God created human beings, there came a separation between the two. Man separated from God. And so when you get married, you should be working towards establishing the marriage to make sure that it is well grounded. You don't experience divorce. So pastors giving prophecies about, your marriage will collapse, somebody is coming in, somebody is doing this, we should be on the watch out for all these things. And then giving out this money, okay, to these men of God. Yet they pray for us that we will prosper, we will do this. For them, without the money we contribute in those churches, without those offerings, without those tithes, without those gifts, they have no survival. They have no means of survival. So if their God can provide you with what they are telling you that you will get, then why do they need your money to be able to buy the car they are looking for? That is the ignorance where we don't know. I need to let the viewers and our audience know I am equally an ordained man of God. Let me explain this carefully. Now, if this God will buy you, a church member, a private jet, okay? And then you need to give some amount of money to the pastor. Why is the pastor taking offering to go and buy private jet? Why is the pastor taking so much money to establish it? Why is that God not supplying that pastor that one? This is the ignorance we need to clear from the system. And you see, the data that we are facing in Ghana now is that these people, they have managed to enter into the political system and they have hijacked the governance structure of our society today. So you see that all the MPs have their prophets, all the ministers have their prophet, all the presidents in this fourth republic, they all have their prophets. When these people, both spiritually, mentally, psychologically, manipulate our system, our governance system, which we experience in other developed countries, because they will not. Okay? They will not. If truly we want to talk about the fact, how come men of God, okay, how come men of God who understands God, who believe in God and believe in Bible, will lead a child, a force to construct a cathedral, but yet they failed. Just like now, some has not even resigned. They are still there. Ask yourself, which God are they building a cathedral for? Is it the same God that we are paying the tithe and the offering and the gift to? Is it the same God? Why have they failed? Why are they not able to do all these things? Ask yourself, why have some resigned and some are still there? So that brings God's image into disrepute. Right? That brings about a lot of questions about the God we are talking about. I know pastors who are watching this knew very well what we're talking about, but they will not come out to say this. It is time we stop. No amount of precursor, no amount of sobolo, no amount of abefonku, nothing. There is no power in any of those things. I can tell you on authority that there is no power in any of those authorities. If you read the book, the New Testament, there is no name given among men of which salvation and healing will be preached.
Okay.
And I mentioned
Paul. Okay, not to cut you, but quickly, I just want to chip in this. As a pastor yourself, so would you say that there are also genuine prophets, or you feel that every prophecy or whatever comes in? I mean, we are talking about the misuse of religion, but on the side, would you also test to the fact that yes, there are genuine prophets who give genuine prophecies, who are not looking forward to exploit anybody, but they are just doing the work of God? Are you of that tangent as well?
Okay, good. That is a clear question. What was the role of the prophet in the Old Testament? Have we ever experienced any prophetic work in the New Testament where the church was established? When was the church established? The church of Christianity was established in the New Testament, where Jesus said, I will establish my church upon this rock of confirmation from Peter, and the gate of revelation. In the whole of New Testament, from Matthew up to Revelation, up to the last book in the New Testament, have you experienced anything called prophetic word in the New Testament? Of course, no. You know why? Because God chose to deal with us individually in the New Testament. There was nothing like prophetic word in the New Testament. And even in the Old Testament, it was for a certain period of time and it passed. So today, if you ask me for any true prophetic man of God, I will tell you that I, Paul and Abrokwa, I do not believe in any prophetic word in this world, neither today or the world to come. There is none, because it doesn't have a place in the Bible. So why are we practicing something that is unacceptable in the Bible? Everything in the Old Testament was for a particular season and a purpose, was not meant entirely for Christians. Not at all. Not at all. So today, guesswork and a whole lot of things that we are taking into consideration, and we tend to believe in prophetic words. Now, let me give you this example. When the COVID came, after the COVID, I heard a lot of people talking about Florian Bonsa being more than a prophet, because in one of his songs, he said, I feel remember and so many people were comparing that to the COVID-19. Right? You can check the tracks of Florian Bonsa. People were comparing that to, the COVID-19. They said, yeah, Florian Bonsa prophesied about this. Look, what is even the prophecy? What is prophecy? God has so many important things to talk about. God has so many responsibilities to undertake in the life of every believer, instead of this prophecy that they are doing. And that is the problem we are having today. What are the mountain today? What did the Bible say about going to the mountain? He said a time will come when the true believers shall no longer worship on this mountain, but they shall worship in spirit and in truth. Go to Agyemang mountain today, you will see small cages. People are going around it every day praying. What has been buried under those small cages, you are not aware. Right? Recently, I saw thousands of people, hundreds of people getting their passport on the ground and ask those people to pray for them because they want to travel. The one praying, if I were to bring flight to Ghana today and ask him to travel with me to Europe, and I'm not sure he will remain in Ghana to pray for people.
Okay.
Okay. The way they are abusing the system. So for prophetic, I speak entirely against it. And to draw our attention on this particular content we are discussing today, I have even written to, how do we call it, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council on abuse. The woman of God, if it is was on TV, insulting people's comments. Excuse me to say, and
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Unfortunately, our time has been fast spent. I think what we'll do is that we would have a second part of this conversation again, where we'll bring you into spaces so we can, have a lengthy conversation on it. But thank you so much for joining us this morning to give us some submissions on this topic. As I said, it's definitely a delicate one, and it's broad in its spectrum, so most definitely we would have to have another conversation on that again. So Evangelist Paul Abrokwa, thank you so much for joining us once again this morning, and we would see how best we can get you on again. All right, so well, there's more coming your way right here on the show. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Potter City and the World Prayer Center present Dominion Praise 2025. Theme Ebenezer. Thus far has the Lord brought us as we celebrate 10 years of Potter City and the Praying Family Chapel. Ministering in song, Nathaniel Bassi. Diana Hamilton. Mercy Chinwo. Johnson Oyekan. Joe Metal. Tokozo Mbambo. And the Potter City Choir. Your host is God Servant, Nana Opoku-Agyemang. The date is Sunday, the 13th of April, 2025. Venue is a Potter City, Neutral Prom, and the time is 4 p.m. prompt. Entry is free. Come, let's celebrate the Lord for 10 years of His favor, grace, and common mercies.
Welcome to Deluxe Experience Ghana, your trusted partner in creating unforgettable events. From breathtaking stage designs to dazzling lighting solutions, we bring your vision to life with precision and creativity. Our expert event planning and consultation services ensure every detail is taken care of so you can enjoy a stress-free experience. Capture every moment with our professional photography, videography, and live streaming services because every memory deserves to be cherished. Transform your event venues into a masterpiece with our exquisite interior lighting and permanent designs tailored to suit your style and theme. At Deluxe Experience Ghana, we don't just plan events, we create experiences. Let's make your next event extraordinary. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe. Contact us today on 0267 83 7006 or 0545 03 8620 and 0545 03 7520. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe.
best right here on the AM Club. Now time for us to get into the plug. And we're throwing the spotlight on business and life coaching masterclass. She is a family. She's family to all of us. Yes, she's general manager of McPhillips Foods, and of course, she is Naana Lexus Opoku-Agyemang. Sister from somebody asked whether we're blood related. I say, oh, blood relation, dear. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, I shall read you to say.
Oh.
When you are brave.
And then but then.
Or you are part of the campaign.
What campaign?
The red campaign.
Oh,
red means stop.
I really actually want to be part of that, and then I campaign for people to stay away from all these drugs, but not that the red today is. So if that is what is happening, then I'm here. I'm supporting the agenda.
Nice.
Red means stop, and then let's stop the abuse on drugs.
Oh, that one there is very necessary. Very necessary. Okay.
Yep.
So business and life coaching masterclass. Tell us all about it. What's happening?
Over the last 16 years, I've spent time with businesses, individuals, shaping their lives on understanding the vision they have, where they want to get to, and then putting together strategic plans to get them to a bigger picture where they can actually get returns for whatever service they are rendering or how they appear or what they want people to consume them as. And so in consultation with some of the people I've spoken with or worked with for a while, why not? Nana, you've been doing this for a while, doing it on the private scale. Why don't we scale it up? Those who come to you in your DMs and the likes, bring them to one space. Let's have a conversation. So it's been 3 years we've run this. This is the third year for the 48 Brand Masterclass, which is also tied to a journal that I have produced that I use for most of my coaching on brand development. And so this year, I say I'm giving out a discount to people who want to attend the class. Come, let's learn. Don't look at it as if you're spending money. Look at it as investing in your person, investing in your brand, your personal identity, and the business you want to have, and then the legacy you want to leave behind if you should do. And so we have 3 stops. We have Accra, we have Kumasi, and then we have Takrady.
Okay.
And we are just about to stop in Accra on the 12th of April.
Okay.
At the Nubuke Foundation.
Okay.
In East Legon. Okay. People hear East Legon and they panic of the price and all that. But I'm telling you what, it's not about what the price looks like. You see 650, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how you can get the impact, how you can influence the community you find yourself in, even the industry you find yourself in, and then impact your own self as an individual. Because what you do as an individual ends up showing up in the business that you are performing, or your business or the service that you are rendering to people. And so, yes, come, let's have a conversation. There's a discount of about 23% on that 650. There's the online session as well that you can join. Any part of the world that you find yourself, you can join the conversation. Let's talk about how you're leveraging your brand. Let's talk about how you're developing yourself to get to the top. Let's talk about how the business can have actual, real-time tested strategies that can help you to grow. What have other people done? Let's look at your competitors. Let's even look at the industry at large. What is your market margin? What is the metrics that you're going into the market with? What is the messaging you're selling? So I asked some people, what's your name? They mentioned just the name, and I asked you, what are you selling as a person? If I came and I was selling, let's say, biscuit, or I was even selling water, I wasn't just selling water. Maybe I'm talking about how smooth it will go through the throat, and that is the messaging. And so come, let's align your messaging with the exact service that you are rendering, and then that way we can begin to relook at how we position ourselves as individuals. So that's what the masterclass is all talking about.
Okay, so if, let's say, I have a business, and let's say as part of the business, I have other people who are part of the business. So it's not just my business. It has a lot of people who are stakeholders, people who have shareholders, whatever it is. Is it with regards to the fee, is it an individual fee, or let's say collective-wise, let's say MX24, we come as a team and how does it go with that?
So there's a package for individual, that's what you see. For those who are coming as a collective group, if you go in to sign up or register for the masterclass, or you reach out through the lines provided, you would realize that there are other packages that we have, even for corporate people.
Okay.
People would want to put together a team of 5, 3,
Yeah.
or people within their corporate space, and then you come. Depending on the number of people that are coming and the purpose of why they're coming, because anybody coming on this class is having an agenda. And so we ask the agenda.
Okay.
And then the team will be able to align what your agenda looks like. And then also sometimes we look at your budget.
Okay.
And then this masterclass does not just sit at that. When we are done with the class, we stay with you for about a year to see how you grow with the steps that we give you, because the masterclass rolls each and every year. And so after the year, we should see how you have grown through the patterns. There's a community that is formed, which is a brand new right community, who serve as accountability partners. So the people you attended the class with, they're in a group. Everybody is performing. Everybody is doing something. So you find yourself amidst a network that really works. People who have tested it. People who are failing, which is okay for you to fail. Unfortunately, the seats that we have is quite limited. And so if you have...
Why do we get that?
The limitation is because we want to be able to cap it.
Okay.
If you have the masses, people have questions. They can't come to you directly and ask. And so they come, they consume just a little, and then they live with all the confusion in their minds. But this time around, we want to live with just a small group of people, see how they are nurtured, how they grow. And then that way we can widen up. Because when they leave, whatever they've learned and whatever they are living with for the next year or even subsequent years to come, is what they get to teach other people. And so we are not looking at just training, we are looking at training leaders who can also train other people. And so yes, we have packages for group who want to attend.
I think I read something in the Bible this morning which says that you know, it's more or less like the body is not the same. You naturally not get the same body everywhere. It's the flesh is not the same.
Sure.
So then, if you tell me that, okay, I attend the class, and you after that there's an aftermath to that. You get to be in the process and everything. You know, some people are very, very fast to grasp certain things, to know how to maneuver around certain things. Some are also very slow to it. In case you were still with someone who attends this class, is done and everything, and you're still with the person, and the person is still not grasping where they are supposed to get to, what's the next move for that?
Okay, so I, as an individual, and then my company, which is Clear Consult, serve as an accountability partner for you. We have people who we've been with for about 5 years, and they're still not pulling the weight, because just like you're saying, everybody's growth pattern is different. And so as we go along, what is most important that we are winning each and every day. It's not that we won once and that's it. Somebody, they just put up a content on social media, and just because they are influential or because of what they do, they sound or look like, everything they're doing is going like that.
Yeah.
And so for that individual, right, who is coming for that class, who may be slow, we say we are going to be on that journey with you. It's not just a one-time class and you're done. Because every year it comes up. Every year we are talking about different things. And the same things we are talking, and then the opportunity around the masterclass is that once you've attended the first one and we see your performance rate, there's that window for you to be able to attend the next year.
Okay.
And so it's not like you become still.
Does that one come as a discount as well?
It doesn't come at a discount. It comes at a free package.
Oh, wow.
For those who are available, because some people come for the class just for simple reasons. And then once they achieve that, they think they're okay. For other people, they say, hey, I want to be on this journey. And so it doesn't matter how many times I'm going to be at this class. I still think I can pick something every day. Because where I work currently, it is out of that class that I have that client. And the client just attended and said, hey, you know what? I think what I learned here, I want you to help me walk the journey. So come on board for the next 5 years. I want to have you here because I know I can only move at this pace. And if you're not here and your team is not supporting me, I can't be there. And that is how come I've been with them for the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And so, yes, it is true that you may be slow, but we are there to help you. That's why there's a group. The group is not dissolved after the year, no. There are people who came from 2 years ago who are still in the group. Some have exited because they think they've gotten what they need. However, if you still come back to, even after exiting, if you come back and you want us to have you on there because you have gone to hit a block and you think you want to readjust yourself, our arms are open, just like you see on the flyer. Arms to warm you up.
What of those who have exited? Do you check up on them too?
We do. Okay. We do. Every now and again, we are checking what you have done, with what you learned on in the class, because that is what tells the growth story. And we just don't want to, we want you to be able to have your own personal experiences. And so go have the experience, hit the block. We tell you one thing, it's okay to fail. Go fail, and let's come again, re-strategize, and then we go in again. And so it's fine. If you exit, we are okay. However, we make sure that everybody is together. We are checking on you, and then pushing.
Free tip, just to give people or our audiences out there, especially because you know these days it's not just about the 9 to 5. People are saying that get some other streams of income, multiple streams of income, get your business, have a side business, have that. Free tip, top of your head, in business, to lose, is it to gain?
Absolutely, yes, it is to gain.
So it's okay to lose money?
Yes, it is okay. But what is not okay is when you lose money and you don't learn the lesson.
Okay.
And then re-strategize and go in again. Because for business, it is risk. And risk means you can either make it or you would not make it. And so you have to go back in there, check what were the wrongs. Because in our class, we talk about you measuring or marking your brand. Because every other quarter of the year, you should be able to mark and see the things you plan, the vision, the agenda you set, the goal, the short-term one, the long-term ones. How close are you getting to it? Which of them have you been able to check off the list? And then you can readjust, go in and then see, okay, I think I said I was going to be able to do a lot of content on social media, but I have not been able to do it. What stopped me? Maybe I couldn't get the ring light I wanted. I didn't get the phone type I think would give me the quality, so I stopped. What didn't enable me to get that? Maybe I didn't get the resources, money. Am I doing an actual work, or I'm just depending on what people give me? Random money that I'm getting elsewhere. So we talk about your cash streams. We're looking at what is your tangible business and your intangible business. And so these are things we are looking at that would help shape that plan that you have. So it's okay for you to fail in business. People have failed like 20 times and they're still going at it. It's been 16 years. I've failed. It's not like I didn't fail. And I'm still here.
Great. We're saying only 50 seats available.
Yes.
You're taking only 50 participants?
50 seats available in person.
Okay, in person.
Yes.
And then,
for virtual, we can take as many as...
Okay. Okay, so in person, how do we get to register? Virtually, too, how do we get to register?
In person, you can just contact our WhatsApp number at 054-7522-33 and 5.
Okay.
And then you can also check it on naanalexis.com/masterclass register.
Okay.
And then you can get to register.
Okay, so it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a full day. And then we are serving you something cool for you to relax.
There's item 13.
Yes, item 13 is cool. And then one exciting thing about it is you get to get a journal from me. The journal, which I sell for about 200 cities, you get it for free after you register the class. And then it helps you to keep notes or track of the things that you are saying you're going to do.
Yeah, so the journal is on your screens right now. So most definitely you need to learn how to impact your brand with 48 time-tested simple steps. And of course, you can pre-order. But if you're part of this and you get to register with this business and masterclass, that guarantees you to get a free copy. Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, we're looking forward to having a good time, and yes, I'm sure somebody after this will say, "Oh, why are you making it only one day? You should," because I mean, working with 50 people, it looks small, but
it's a lot of work.
So and as you rightly said, you want to have that connection with everybody, so you're trying to limit it. So if somebody says they want to do a one-on-one with you, how do they get to
you? Just go on the same number. You send a message and then you're asked, what kind of sessions are you looking for? What is the purpose of even reaching us in the first place? Somebody is reaching us because the team is not performing well at work. And so we do team training as well. And so yes, if you contact that number, you'll be able to tell what your problems are and how we can help you. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. So it's okay. You can reach us.
All right. Social media handles?
The Conversationalist NL. Or you can type www.naanalexis.com, and that's my website. You can get me on there.
Okay. Anything else we haven't covered? Anything else?
A misconception I think that people have.
Okay.
If you have the personal brand and the business brand, how do they fight each other? Truth is, they don't fight. They're actually complementing each other. And so come, let's have that conversation. And you realize that your personal brand has actually a big influence on your business brand, as much as your business brand has that consistency, that place in your personal brand. And so it gives people the assurance that, okay, you've been consistent with your business brand, and you're also consistent with, and it tells the story, loyalty, and people get to stay with you. Come, let's have that conversation, and then we'll clear that misconception that you have.
With that, is it okay to keep both at both ends or merge it?
That is when you have to leverage on what they all give you.
Okay.
If the business brand is going to support the personal brand, we find a way to fit it into the strategy. If the personal brand is going to support the business brand, we find a way to also fit in there. However, they can it's all planning and how you are able to path ways for them. Irrespective, they can also work together and form a good team for you. Yep.
All right, so yes, the Business and Life Coaching Masterclass is coming off on the 12th of April from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Register now. The numbers to call again is 0547-522-335. 0547-522-335. Register now to book a slot. But for those who are doing it virtually, how much are they paying for virtually?
Virtually, $250.
Whoa.
You still get to be part of the class.
Yeah.
You get to be part of the group.
Yeah.
Beyond the WhatsApp group we have the in-person group, and then we have the Facebook group as well.
Okay.
And so it's a large community. It's not just where you come and then 50 people only. No.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. And of course, location again?
Nubuke Foundation.
Okay, Nubuke Foundation, right in Sligon.
Yes.
All right, most definitely. Well, Nana, thank you so much for coming in. It's a pleasure always having you. And for those who don't know, she's always on Cross It Out as one of our resource personalities on there. And yes, as I said, she's family. And of course, those of you who like item 13, don't be based on the item 13 a lot. You know, you're going to learn. I mean, yes, so item 13 is good, but at the end of the day, the knowledge, yes, lack of knowledge, my people, they perish. Well, that's a wrap for today's show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. What a week we've had right here on the AM Club. I'll just go and borrow, or allow me to borrow Kobe's words. I mean, it's a weekend. Enjoy it as much as you can. Drink more water and mind your business at the end of the day. All right? So we'll see you same time next week. Have a wonderful one. You know what to do. Give us a follow, MX24GH, across all social media networks, all right? It's bye-bye for now. I'll see you.
Silly.